Smith chart, problems on single stub matching with the Smith chart, series on transmission line theory, lecture number 4.31. Load matching refers to techniques which are capable of eliminating reflected wave over a major portion of the line. Single stub matching technique, double stub matching technique that uses quarter wave transformer. These are some of the techniques widely used in transmission line theory for providing matching between a line and a mismatched load, thereby avoiding, eliminating or reducing reflected wave from the line. In the present session, the focus is on problems set around single stub matching. This technique uses a stub, a small length of transmission line, lossless transmission line, usually a short circuited one. A specific length of stub is connected to the line at a specific distance from the load. Implementation of this technique involves finding length of the stub, distance of the stub. Smith chart is able to provide these parameters easily without requiring to do any complicated or complex calculations. With this introduction, let us move further to the problems and their solution procedures using Smith chart. A few points regarding load matching. Let us consider a lossless line with the characteristic impedance Z0 terminated over a load ZL. ZL is different from Z0. As ZL is different from Z0, a reflected wave comes into being over the line. But presence of reflected wave is harmful. To eliminate reflected wave, one method is single stub matching technique. It involves connection of a short circuited stub of length LS to the line at a distance of DS from the load end. Here is illustrated the technique. This is line, this is load. Characteristic impedance of the line is Z0. ZL is different from Z0, therefore reflected wave exists. We want to eliminate the reflected wave. For that, one technique is connecting a short circuited stub, length LS at a distance of DS. Once stub is connected, reflected wave is absent over the line in between these 2 points, source point and stub connection point. Here no reflected wave. The distance of a stub point from the load is less than lambda by 2. Over this small length, of course reflected wave exists, but it is small in length, hence it can be tolerated. Note, reflected wave exists over the stub also, but length of the stub also less than lambda by 2, so small. The major portion of the line, main line, is without reflected wave. To that extent, a major portion is matched. The location and length of the stub to be placed over the line for matching purpose can be calculated analytically and also using Smith chart. Analytical calculations means we need to have a calculator, but Smith chart is able to provide these parameters without requiring calculator, just by mere observation. By looking into the chart, we are able to find distance as well as length. In implementing stub matching techniques, the chart is used more as admittance chart. Smith chart can be used as impedance chart as also as admittance chart. The point is, it is used as admittance chart. So circles, most of the time, they denote conductance, whereas arcs denote susceptance. Procedure is given here. Plot the normalized impedance for the chart, let it be P, and draw constant SWR circle through it on the chart. Locate a point P prime representing load admittance on the circle, diametrically opposite to the load point P. So this P prime represents normalized load admittance. On SWR circle, move from P prime in clockwise direction until G equal to 1 circle is met for the first time, and locate a point Q representing an admittance, let us say 1 plus or minus JB. Real part is 1 because Q is over G equal to 1 circle. B is of course susceptance. We can have it from the arc that is passing through Q. Now measure the distance from P prime in clockwise direction to Q over SWR circle using the scale available over the chart periphery. It gives ds, distance of the stub connection point from the load in wavelengths. So half of the problem is solved. When SC stub is used, usually it is the case, start from infinity point, that is the rightmost point of the chart, and move clockwise over the periphery of the chart until a point whose susceptance B is reached. Read the distance of this point from infinity point, which gives the length of the stub LS in wavelengths. In case of open circuited stub, the starting point is 0, J0, leftmost point of the chart. Here one point to be mentioned is, one can use open circuited stub or short circuited stub. There is no bar, but usually short circuited stubs are used instead of open circuited ones. Reason is, open circuited stubs tend to radiate. When radiation is there, it is no more open circuit. This problem doesn't exist in case of short circuited stubs. Therefore, usually short circuited stubs are used. So to find length of the short circuited stub, starting point is leftmost point of the chart, denoting infinity. Now we consider a problem, example 1. A lossless line is to be matched to its load by means of a short circuited stub. Find stub position closest to the load ds and its length ls so that match is achieved when the line's characteristic and load impedances are A. Z0 50 ohms, ZL 100 ohms. B. Z0 100 ohms, ZL 50 ohms. This is the problem. So steps. Find normalized admittance. In case of A, normalized admittance is 0.5 plus J0. In case of B, it is 2 plus J0. And locate this admittance. Now we have point P prime. Through P prime, draw SWR circle. Move clockwise over SWR circle from load point to load point, here is P prime, to G equal to 1 circle where admittance is 1 plus JB. For the given data from the Smith chart, B is equal to plus or minus 0.7. From the chart, ds can be found. It is equal to 0.152 lambda in case of A. It is equal to 0.097 lambda in case of B. Starting from the point infinity, find the distance of the point at which susceptance is minus 0.7 in case of A, 0.7 in case of B. This gives the length of the short circuited stub in wavelengths to be connected for matching. From the chart, it is 0.152 lambda in case of A. In case of B, it is 0.3448 lambda. See, all the operations are described here. Follow keenly. Z0 is given, ZL is given. By considering Z0 by ZL, one can get normalized admittance. It can be plotted over the chart, resulting in P prime. In case of A, P prime is left side of the chart center on the horizontal line. In case of B, P prime is right side. Or one can start from P, that is normalized load impedance by characteristic impedance of the line, and this impedance can be located over the Smith chart. It gives P. Through P one can draw SWR circle, that is CC, and diametrically opposite to P we have P prime. In case of B also, one can first locate P impedance point, and after drawing SWR circle, one can identify P prime. Either way, one can notice actual process of implementation starts from P prime. Right now we have P prime and also SWR circle. From P prime, move in clockwise direction over SWR circle until G equal to 1 circle is met. So the meeting point is, it is designated as Q. In this case, from P prime, we have to move clockwise. Clockwise means like this, until G equal to 1 circle is met. Point of meeting is Q. The distance moved from P prime to Q gives ds. From the chart, using the scale provided over the periphery, one can read out in case of A, it turns out to be 0.152 lambda. In case of B, it turns out to be 0.097 lambda. Now A, the coordinates of Q are, the admittance of Q is 1 plus J 0.7 from the chart. In case of B, the admittance is 1 minus J 0.7. In case of A, to find the length of the stub, you have to start from the rightmost point, this point representing infinity, infinity, and move clockwise until -7 susceptance point is reached. -7 point is somewhere here. The distance you moved gives length of the stub, short-circuited stub. In case of B, here also we have to start from rightmost point, infinity, infinity, and move over the periphery until +0.7 susceptance point is reached. That point will be somewhere here. In case of A, it is -0.7. In case of B, it is +0.7, which is on the upper side. The distance can be measured using the scales over the periphery. In case of B, the length turns out to be 0.348 lambda. Now we consider another problem, example 2. A 200 ohm line operated at a frequency of 1.5 gigahertz is terminated over an impedance 48.68 plus J 28.33 ohms. To achieve matching with a single stub, determine A, susceptance to be contributed by the stub, B, distance and length of the stub in meters. From the chart, it can be found that susceptance to be contributed by the stub is 1.55. This is the answer for A. Answer for B is ds is equal to 0.0102 meters and ls is 0.082 meters. How these values have come into being? This aspect now we consider from Smith chart. First, one has to find normalized load impedance ZL. Then we have to locate it over the Smith chart. It gives point P. Through P, one has to draw constant SWR circle, that is CC. Over CC, diametrically opposite to P, we have to locate another point, that is P prime. P prime represents normalized load admittance. From P prime in clockwise direction, I have to move over SWR circle until point Q is reached. The distance moved, it gives ds, distance of the stub from the load. It can be measured from the scale. It turns out to be 0.051 lambda. Now, from the imaginary part of Q, here it will be, as Q is in the lower half of the chart, it will be like 1 minus JB. Now the stub has to provide a susceptance equal to plus B. In this case, B from the chart it can be found equal to 1.55. To find the length of the stub, then one has to start from rightmost point and move around the chart until B, plus B, that is plus 1.55 susceptance point is reached. Plus 1.55 will be somewhere here. The distance moved gives the length of the stub. In the present case, it turns out to be 0.41 lambda. So from the Smith chart operations, we got distance and length in lambdas. But we are asked to give the answer in meters. So we have to find out lambda. Lambda is C by F. C is 3.3 into 10 power 8. F is 1.5 into 10 power 9. So it turns out to be 0.2 meters. So we have to multiply 0.051 with the 0.2 and 0.41 with 0.2 to get distance and lengths in meters. Another problem, a 100 ohm line operated at a frequency 3 GHz. It is terminated over an impedance 200 minus J 75 ohms. Determine distance in meters and the length of the stub in meters. From the chart, it can be found ds is equal to 0.0124 meters and ls is 0.138 lambda, that is equal to 0.0138 meters. how process is this. First look at P. Load impedance is given, characteristic impedance is given, then finding ZL is not that much difficult, and locate it over the chart. P is available. Through P, draw SWR circle. Over SWR circle, directly opposite to P, locate P prime. From P prime, move clockwise over SWR circle until point Q is reached. The distance moved from P prime to Q gives ds. In the present case, it turns out to be 0.124 lambda. Q is over the upper half of the chart, so its coordinates must be 1 plus JB. Admittance denoted by Q is 1 plus JB. Now susceptance to be provided by the stub is minus B. So start from rightmost point, move until you reach minus B. In the present case, B is 0.85 until you meet minus 0.85 point. From the chart, it can be found equal to 0.138 lambda. But answer is required to be given in meters. So what we have to do is we have to find out lambda. Lambda is C by F. F is given as 3 gigahertz. So it is 3 into 10 power 8 by 3 into 10 power 9. It turns out to be 0.1. So multiplying this lambda with 0.138 gives LS. Multiplying lambda with 0.124 gives in meters. These are some of the points I want to discuss with you regarding single stub matching technique. Enough for now.